Hey you guys, it's Shamira, aka Mimi. So let me get straight into it, okay? So earlier I put out a video of people being intimidated, okay, or offended by your level of insight and also wisdom, okay? And I've said this because lately I've been running into a lot of people, okay? I don't mind experiencing different levels of different people, okay? Or different, I would say, kinds of people, okay? But it's like lately I've been running into people who I feel like I've learned a lot from, not only about them, but about myself, okay? Exactly who I am and how powerful I can be, okay? So in life, I do believe that we run into people, we come in contact with people that we have to assist in some way. Okay. They may resist the assistance from you because it comes in a package that they didn't quite expect, but somewhere in their soul, somewhere on the soul level, they do understand they need something from you. Okay. So lately, I've been running into, I would say, enough people. Okay, who have a certain perception about themselves, okay? A certain perception about how they look at the world and how they view other people and how lowly, okay, they think of humanity, how lowly they think of other people. And it comes from, I would say, negative experiences, unfavorable experiences that they have went through, and sometimes faced alone, and sometimes they hold on to this resentment and bitterness from that certain experience, and that's what shapes their perception of other people in the world. Okay, and sometimes how they perceive themselves. Okay, and I run into some people who have this haughty, okay, type of I would say sense about themselves and how they look at other people. And I'm gonna say this, and it might ruffle a few feathers or whatnot, but I've noticed that these people are super and highly religious. Okay, they pick apart and pick and choose what they choose to follow in their Bible or the Quran, okay, to fit their needs, okay, and to fit their lifestyle. But if anyone else shows them the same thing or does the same thing, they automatically become highly righteous, okay, and wants to point out flaws and stuff like that in other people, but cannot see their own flaws. They become hypocritical, but they're too wrapped up in their own selves, okay, that they cannot see that. And when someone, I would say, even challenges or points that out about them, they can sometimes, I would say, respond to it with force, with aggression, with hostility, because they aren't ready to face that part of themselves. And I always talk about when it comes to healing, being on a healing journey. Okay, it can sometimes be very difficult. Okay, because in some way our ego. Okay, we don't want to go through an ego death. Our ego won't allow us to see certain things about ourselves, certain truths about ourselves. So we would like to keep those things hidden, okay? And we would automatically, okay, take offense to anyone who tries to show us otherwise, okay, or tries to showcase that truth, okay? We're like, no, 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 I ain't ready to deal with that. I ain't ready to see that, okay? And I do believe that most people do that. Like I said, because they just aren't ready. Okay, they're not ready to go through that truth. They're not ready to face that truth about themselves and to actually take responsibility and accountability for how that life is currently looking. Okay, because some people would rather blissfully stay in their sin, stay in their bullshit. Okay, stay in all their troubles because it makes them feel comfortable, or they're still working out some things within themselves. Okay, it doesn't make them less of a person. They just have a lot of things that they have to work through, and it's their business. It's their business only. Okay, so I definitely try not to judge people on their own personal journey, because I don't know where they are in their journey, what phase they're in. Okay, so I really don't take it personal when I get backlash or when I get yelled at or pushed away because I point out a flaw. And sometimes when I point out these flaws or I speak on certain things, I don't even do it because I'm hyperly focused on it, but I do these things because it just naturally comes out when I'm around certain people, okay? And I realize that every single time I've interacted with certain people lately, I would get the same reaction. And then later on, I've really noticed that if I was a bad person, what I was speaking on wasn't true, then they wouldn't come around me anymore. Okay, because I do believe that if a person is not for you, a person is a really shitty person, or you really feel in your soul and your heart that person is speaking lies to you, you will not surround yourself with those people. You would automatically and naturally retract, okay, and pull yourself back from those people to protect yourself. But I really realized that after these interactions and the response that I get from these people based on what I say or what I share with them or what is revealed to them from what I said, they seem to still gravitate towards me even more. They come back. Okay, so I know for a fact what I'm saying is straight up truth, straight up fact, that I'm not sitting here bullshitting. Okay, because any person, if you guys once again find someone to be a liar, or you find someone to be repulsive, you will not continue to come back to them over and over again. Okay, it's definitely their ego that is forcing them to behave that way or to respond that way to what I'm saying. But in their soul, the reason why they come back is because they know, okay, it must be something that I need to learn from this person. Okay, and the same thing as far as me. I get humble sometimes. I get upset about certain things about myself. But I know that, that's just part of my ego fighting that part of my healing. Okay, it's kind of telling me, like, no, you don't need to see that right now. You can't handle that right now. And it's definitely not the truth. So if you ever catch yourself overly, I would say emotionally, have emotional responses, or I would say overreacting or harshly reacting to something someone said to you, that you in some way kind of know that it's the truth. Okay, try to figure out why. Okay, you definitely, I feel like your soul kind of definitely knows why. Okay, so try not to fight it. And healing is not going to look, or not going to feel, it's not going to feel very comfortable. It's not going to feel like butterflies and gumdrops. It's not going to come from beautiful words sometimes. Sometimes our healing will come from a person bluntly and just straightforwardly saying something, directly saying something to us that we know is the truth. Okay? No matter how much fighting that we do, at the end of the day, it's still the truth, and we can't hide from that. Okay? And also I realized that the people that I've come in contact with, not all of them, but some people have this overly righteous and haughty and I would say superior type of complex about themselves, because they're, I would say, comfortably living in their ego. Okay, because they don't know who they are, because they fight and they resist healing, they fight and resist knowing themselves. Okay, and also bringing to light those things within themselves they know is keeping them stuck in life, but they would rather I would say ignorantly and blissfully stay stuck in that position because it just feels more pleasant. Okay, it feels pleasant. Okay, life isn't always going to be pleasant. Life isn't always going to be, I would say, sorrowful. Isn't always going to be uncomfortable. Um, and I wanted to say something else, but I feel like this would definitely veer off. So I'm just going to leave it at what I'm saying, okay? And just pull one of these cards. And I love this Heal Yourself deck because I purchased this deck because it was just resonating with me, okay? It was resonating with me. Just the cover. Okay, the cover was resonating with me. I feel like a lot of people always talk about things to kind of slap a band-aid on the actual issue that they're having in their life, instead of actually talking about the truth, okay, the root cause of the issue and why they're experiencing certain things and the real solution. And sometimes the real solution is not going to be comfortable. The real solution is not going to be things that we want to do or things that we want to hear. Sometimes it looks like hard work, okay, rather than an easy trip. But through that hard work, we kind of figure out exactly what we're made of. We kind of figure out exactly who we are outside of what society tells us we should be, or outside of our ego, that ego that we have adapted to in some way be accepted by the world, okay? We got to accept all parts of ourselves, the bad, the good, okay, the beautiful, the ugly. particularly that ugly that resides in us when no one is looking, when no one is watching, when no one is around. The only part of us that we showcase to a higher power. And another thing too, I do want to say this, and I know I'm jumping from one thing to another, but I feel like I have to get this out. Um, if you follow a certain type of practice, okay, a way of life, or a certain religion, okay, I must say this a million times over, and maybe this is gonna reach the person it's supposed to reach, but or the people it's supposed to reach, but you guys have to stop looking down on other people or condemning other people for not following the same path that you follow. Okay, like I said, I do believe that we all are here for our own specific purpose, and it's not anyone else's business, or we don't. It's not our job to explain to anyone else why we are the way we are on the type of path that we're going. Okay, the type of journey where we're leading ourselves on. It's nobody's. Nobody gets to say what we should do or how we should do it. Okay, it's all up to us, and I do believe it's between you and your divine power. Okay, no one else. So if you see someone that you deem as less than you because they made certain decisions, or they go about life the way you go about life, or they go about life the way you wouldn't dare go about life, it does not mean that person is a bad person or they deserve to be condemned to the worst experiences because you don't agree with a certain thing that they're doing or saying. Okay, so if a person calls themselves spiritual and they're not eating fucking, like I said, sea moss and shit and saying namaste every 5 seconds, it does not make them less knowledgeable, or yeah, less intelligent, or um, less of an honorable person, because you don't understand their tactics and their ways of doing it. You just can't comprehend. Your soul is not vibrating on the same level and frequency their soul is. So it's not for you to understand. Just show them grace, give them grace, and keep it moving. The same as, I'm going to definitely say this, a person who goes down a path of destruction, okay, people who harm themselves, you don't supposed to look at them and say, well, they're going to go to hell and they're going through this because of this. You don't know why they're going through what they're going through. And if I was going through this, I wouldn't have done that. I wouldn't have turned to drugs. If someone died in my family, you don't know why they're going down the path that they're going down. So it's not your place to judge them harshly the way that you do, or condemn them to certain things, or to condemn them to hell or suffering because they're doing which you don't believe in. Okay, if you guys understand what I'm saying, like, that superiority complex needs to be birthed in some people's lives. Okay, you need to understand that you are no better than anyone else. We're all on the same fucking level. Okay, I'm not saying we're at, as far as our journey, on the same level, but we're all here living life blindly. We don't know what the fuck is going to happen next. Okay, we're just going with our own flow. Okay, and we should not be comparing ourselves and looking down on other people and shunning them, or thinking we're better than them, or we're higher than them, or we're just the chosen one, because that shit right there, the superiority complex, shows right then and there your ass ain't nowhere. You're exactly where everyone else is. Okay, you ain't no goddamn better. Okay, so please stop that shit. Somebody needs to hear this. Stop that shit. You cannot freely point out certain flaws, okay, and certain negative traits in other people if you don't see that shit within yourself. Okay, you definitely have to understand yourself before you decide to try to understand anyone else, or try to figure out anyone else. Because half of the people who out here feeling like they just know everything, okay, they are at a high level and they're here and you're down here and they're there and stuff like that. No, they're the main people who need the most healing, who still got shit about them that they need to heal. Okay, so you guys got healing and you got home. Okay, healing and home. And I do believe that some people develop these superiority complexes based on how they were raised growing up, the things that they were forced to take on. Sometimes having to grow up faster and not having that, I would say, not having that opportunity to truly be themselves, but they were forced into a certain role at home, okay, in the family, to please other people, like I said, to be accepted by other people, to be accepted by society. I come into a lot of overly religious people, people who are, like I said, still in some way striving to please the world, to please society, to be praised, okay, by other people. So they get a, kind of upset if a person showcases certain behaviors and certain things about themselves they need to work on. And you know what I'm saying? Like I said, they always respond in a really harsh and hostile way, okay, by judging or being overly critical and judgmental with other people. So if you see a person that does that to you, try not to take it personal. Try not to uh, get offended or upset yourself about how they're responding to what you're saying. Specifically, if you know what you're saying is the truth. Okay. Sometimes when you speak the truth, you just know it's nothing. You're not really going to gain anything by lying. So that's a whole, like I said, it's a whole nother story. I'm going to leave that at that because it's definitely something else I want to say. I definitely want to go in deep on this certain topic because I feel like it's a lot to say. Okay. Um, if you catch people who are, like I said, overly critical of you, definitely don't take it personal. Don't take offense to it. Just understand um, where they are is where they are, where you are is where you are. Don't try to change yourself or try to mold yourself or fix yourself to match their level, because sometimes it's not meant for you to do that. It's just meant for you to showcase something about themselves that they need to see. And I do truly believe that God will send people in your life, or send people like me, people like you, into other people's lives to show them that their way of living, their way of being, is really them living in their ego. Is not the only way of living. It's not the best way. Okay, it's not the perfect way to be living. Okay, and it doesn't make that person less than or better than you, or doesn't make them, it doesn't make you less or better than them. Okay, we're all here doing the same damn thing. Okay, living life blindly, not knowing what's going to happen next, because none of us know what's going to happen next. All right. So please remember that. Or if you guys catch yourself being that way, overly judgmental and critical of another person and that person's life, because they live in a certain way, or it go against your superficial beliefs, because I do believe that some people sometimes hold on to certain beliefs and values based on what they were forced into, okay, by society or by their family growing up. And they hold on to these things and that personality and those beliefs. No, those beliefs become their personality, where they believe that this is who I am. Okay. And not wanting to venture out and do something that um, kind of looks like hard work, or kind of um, goes against the grain. Okay. Or probably will in some way produce a certain outcome that they aren't used to seeing, or they aren't used to living. So they'll fight and they'll resist and they'll shun people who are authentically themselves. Okay, I definitely have a lot of people doing that, constantly trying to shun me or make me feel bad about just being me. Like, oh, you're gonna go to hell playing with them devil cards and shit like that. Like, get the fuck out of here. Like, get out of here. Like, I really have met a lot of people who do things like that. Or you're not of God. How can you put God and believe in God when you're looking at those tarot cards and stuff like that? I'm not predicting the future. I never even say I can predict the future. And I always tell people I can definitely read your energy. I could definitely pick up on energy, like right now energy, present energy. I'm not going to be sitting there trying to pick up energy in the future, because I can't do that. Okay, because everyone has their own free will. They get to choose and pick what they want to do. Okay, based on their own feelings and emotions at that moment. Okay, they make their own decisions. So even if I tell you you're going to do this and you're going to do that, they can do anything within their timeline, anything within their life to alter that. So in the future, it probably doesn't turn out that way. Okay. So, I mean, I can always tell you guys probabilities, but I cannot for sure tell you guys the definite future on anything. So I definitely want to get that out the way. I have people who watch me who just watch me to troll, or watch me to stop me from saying what I have to say. Like I said, this channel was not started on tarot cards. It was not started on oracle cards. I don't need a damn oracle card or tarot cards to tell me the truth about certain things, or to get me to see certain things. Most of my insight, like I said, is based off of what I'm observing, real world at the present moment right now, and also what I have observed in the past. Okay, it's definitely based on or based upon a lot of experiences, and also firsthand and secondhand experiences, and how I am currently perceiving the world. Okay, so yeah, if you do come in contact with those people who are overly righteous and religious, who like to condemn other people, look down on other people because they can't understand or they don't want to comprehend another person's existence or why they are the way they are. Uh, Keep yourself from those people, okay? There's no need for you guys to go down a rabbit hole for real on certain things with people and try to make them believe or try to get them to understand. If they don't understand you, they're making it their job to misunderstand you. Um, yeah, walk away and bow out like gracefully. Show them grace. Give them grace. To this day, those people that I have met who do that sometimes towards me and towards other people who do what I do, like I said, I don't look at them as being bad people because I really do believe they believe what they believe and they have that right to believe what they believe. But it becomes a problem when they're trying to force it down other people's throats, or like I said, negatively treat other people as they're beneath them because of that. Okay, I have no issue and no problem with them. Just keep your shit over here and I'll stay over here. Like I said, once again, no harsh feelings. I show them grace, and they might not show me grace, but I definitely don't keep myself surrounded with that bullshit. Okay. So if you guys grab something from this message today, grab it. If not, it is what it is. Okay. But I do want you guys to continue to do what you guys are doing. Okay. Um, do not change yourself. Do not alter yourself to fit anyone else's perception, or do not try to squeeze yourself into anyone else's world to make them feel comfortable about some things that they know they should be focused on or working on. Okay. Leave that to them for them to handle. Okay. You guys already did your job. Just continue to go through life peacefully, and like I said, and in grace. Okay. This year is definitely about standing in your peace, okay, and just um yeah, I'm gonna leave it at that. Just standing in your peace, okay. So you guys have a beautiful, beautiful rest of your week, and I will definitely check you guys a little later if I'm feeling any other messages or anything like that, because I'm gonna start listening to some music. I'm listening to my little waves, but yeah, you guys stay safe out here in these spiritual streets. Okay, I will see you guys next time. Bye.